Do you have Blythe dolls, and would you like them to have hats to go with every outfit so they look stunning for every occasion? If so, then continue watching this video because we're going to make a bonnet for Blythe, a little bit like this one, but slightly different. Now this is Arabella, she's my chubby Blythe, and she's sporting this gorgeous little bonnet that I made for her, and I'm going to use the same template to make something slightly different. This template here is going to be available in my Etsy shop, and you can use it to make several different types of hat for your Blythe doll. Today we're going to cut out the rim of the hat using that semicircle there, and also the top part of the hat using some fabric. The rim is made out of thick felt, and the top part of the bonnet today I'm using some cotton fabric in a pretty green colour to match her dress. I've cut two pieces out, so two circle pieces. I've cut them on the folds so they look semicircular, and then I cut them out and it turns into a circle. I've cut two pieces and I'm going to sew them together there with the right sides together all the way around the edge, just leaving a little bit of a gap so that I can turn it the right way round, and then that's the lovely fabric showing on the outside because that's going to be the fabric that shows for the hat itself. Now I'm going to iron that nice and flat to make it easier to work with, and also makes it nice and neat. So I just quickly press that with an iron, and then what I do is just close up that gap using just a small stitch. Now this particular bonnet here was using the whole of the rim, so the entire circle, but I'm actually going to do something slightly different. Now, in order to make any of the sort of bonnet looking type hats using this particular template, what we're going to do is sew around the outside of that fabric, and we're going to gather it in, and that makes it all nice and sort of poofy and just sort of pulls it in and gathers it enough so that we can then sew it to that rim part of the hat. So you'll see what I mean in a moment. So here we go, it's just an in and out stitch, just a straight stitch using quite long stitches, and then when you get to the end just pull the thread and that gathers it up to make it almost like a little basket. And what we're going to do is sew it onto that rim of the hat. However, not going to use the entire rim on this occasion. So that's what it would look like if we kept the entire rim. It would be like the first bonnet that we made. But with this particular one, I actually want to make it slightly more bonnet looking, and I want to pull it tighter around the Blythe's head. You can see already looking at that rim, you can make lots of different styles of bonnet using this particular template that I've made. So on this occasion what I'm going to do is just cut out a little segment of this rim. Because it's in stiff felt, this is really easy to do. I just use a pair of scissors. I'm just going to take that little segment out there and then sew the edges together, just so that it makes more of a sort of downward pointing rim to be able to put that top part onto. I've just used a basic stitch that's going to be covered up with some decoration, so it doesn't matter particularly what it looks like. Then what I'm going to do is sew that fabric part onto the top, and I just sew the top sort of 4 points and then sew all the way around it. Again, it doesn't really matter whether you can see the stitching. I did actually use a contrasting thread so you could see what it looked like, but obviously if you're doing it yourself you want to use coordinating threads so that you can't see it as much as possible. So that's what it looks like all put together with that fabric sewn onto the rim, and you can see that the rim just sort of points down slightly, and now we need to decorate it, and I wanted to make it a similar theme obviously to the dress itself. So I had a look in my stash to see what I'd got. On the other hat I used some little fabric roses that had been sewn onto some tulle, but I decided to use some sequin flowers and also cut out the little circles from the template and decided to turn those into little flowers. Now we could of course make the circles and then fold them into little petals and sew those together, but on this occasion I decided to sew around the edge of the circles and make them into little yo-yo flowers. So this is what is known as a Suffolk puff or a yo-yo, and I made 3 of these, 2 in the cream fabric and 1 in the green to match the top of the hat, and also then added some lovely lace ruffle and put that around the edge of the rim and sewed that in place with the little flowers on top. And doesn't it look fantastic, and doesn't Arabella look absolutely gorgeous? Fit for going to Ascot or any other gorgeous occasion, and it matches her dress beautifully. I will be adding a dress template to my Etsy shop soon for the chubby Blythes, so do let me know what you think to that. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. The template will be linked below. Bye!